Okay, so let's just quickly go over just setting up the Docker container. I happen to be on Windows 11, but this should pretty much be the same for Windows 10 if you're on Mac OS. Should all be pretty much the same kind of setup. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to need to find where my Docker setup file is. So this is the same for everyone in the course. It's going to be in your to folder that you downloaded at the beginning of the course. Sorry, that's my dog. So I'm going to go open up my File Explorer, and my to folder happens to be in my desktop. So it could maybe it's in your downloads folder, in your documents, or somewhere else. But you're going to want to go navigate to this to folder. So I'm going to go left click this to folder right here. And as you can see, we have this docker compose.yaml file right here. So that's going to be our setup file. So when we run that command to start up and set up all of our things in Docker, we want to make sure that we're running that command in the folder that has this docker compose.yaml file. So we want to go open this up in git bash. So we could, open up git bash and manually cd into this folder. Something that I really like to do, it makes it a lot easier, less commands, more visual. I can actually just right click right here. And if you're in Windows 11, you're going to have to press show more options. But if you are in Windows 10, it should look like this. So I'm going to click show more options. And then I'm going to click on open git bash here. And that's going to open up my git bash command line inside this folder, which is what we want because we want to be in the folder that has this docker compose.yaml file. So I'm going to go press open git bash here. And there we go. It opens it. We don't have to do any cd or cd ... to, get into it, which is nice and easy. So I'm going to run this command ls. You should already know this just from the lessons, but ls shows all the files of the directory / folder that you're already in. So I'm going to do ls. And as you can see, I have this docker compose.yaml file right here. So if I didn't have this file, this is our Docker starter file. So say if I am in just my desktop folder, so right here we can see desktop, and we have a bunch of things, but we don't have our Docker compose.yaml file inside our desktop folder. So if I were to do Docker compose up -d, it's not going to work. See, because no configuration file provided, not found. So it's saying, hey, you want me to start up this Docker setup, but I need this Docker compose.yaml file. It's not going to find it for you. Unfortunately, we have to be in that to folder. So I'm going to go navigate back to that to folder and type in cd to-sql, enter. That's going to bring us back to our to if these commands such as cd, ls, pwd, if those aren't clear, message your instructor or go watch that video again that has to do with the command line commands because these are all very useful. So anyways, you're going to type in ls. You can see to folder we have docker compose.yaml. So now I can type in docker compose up -d and press enter, and it is going to pull all my stuff. Something I forgot to mention, we want to make sure that Docker Desktop is up and running. So it should look like this. I'm just going to minimize it. So this is going to take, depending on your internet connection, it's going to be downloading all of these parts that it needs to set up the Docker containers. But as you can see right here, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. With our class set up, sometimes you have to extend it to see all three, but you should see running 3 out of 3 different containers. You can see everything was created right here. I can go make this bigger, and everything is working. So we have our PG container that contains our database. We have PG admin, which is going to be our an application that we use to actually visually look inside that database. Very helpful. And then we also have this Flask container, and that's something we're going to use in week 3. So you don't need to worry about that. But you should see this little hamburger should be green, as well as these boxes. If you want to pause the containers, you can pause them. Docker does use a lot of RAM. So, if you're not working on programming, I recommend just pausing or stopping them. If you were to delete them, you're going to lose everything, a lot of things inside of them. So, I'd avoid, deleting everything, but you can see we can stop and freeze our Docker containers. We won't lose any of our work. And that'll take a few seconds to run. Okay. And then, yeah, so if I want to take a break, if I want to watch some Netflix or something, do something else that's not programming, I can go pause or stop them. But, if I want to get back to the course, start programming, I can I want to make sure I can select everything right here and press the start, and that will restart all our Docker containers. So yeah, Docker desktop application, very useful to use. Really, the only time you really need to be using command line for Docker is when we actually set up everything with that Docker compose up dash D. Otherwise, I just like to use the GUI. It's nice and simple. I can see everything, less of a chance to um, make things more complicated. So yeah, that should be it for the briefer. If you have any questions or anything like that, go check in with your instructor or post in the Nucamp channel. All right, bye.